My internet connection is fabulous.
Now it says the stream is live. On my phone, I just saw it say the stream is live.
Okay. All right. Hey, everybody. We had a minor little technical glitch, but we got it straightened out.
That's right.
This is Carrie with My Metamorphosis and my good friend Crisite of Meeting Wellness. And we're here to talk about the November challenge. So, yes, it's a little bit different than what a lot of the challenges are. A lot of them are lifting weights or maybe sprinting and planks, push-ups, sit-ups, that kind of thing.
I did squats and push-ups last month.
Mm-hmm. So this is a little bit different, and Mike Shaw TV had made a comment during a prior stream that Christy and I were a part of, and ended up triggering a memory that I used to love to hula hoop, and as an adult, I had a weighted hula hoop. Now, this is sad. I went and looked for my weighted hula hoop, and I actually did find my weighted hula hoop. However, it is behind a bunch of crap in my building, and I couldn't get to it. I couldn't move the boxes, and so I found one and ordered one. And so Christy ordered one too, and we've each done unboxing videos of that. So I am excited about this challenge because this is something I enjoy doing. It's like when I don't know about you, but I would imagine that it's difficult for everyone to just like work out or do stuff for the sake of doing it.
Yep.
It's like, okay, well, I'm going to drag my butt to the gym and I'm going to lift these weights because that's what I need to do. And it's just not ever really been fun for me to do stuff like that. I have made myself do it.
Yeah.
Been pretty successful at it in the past. It's not generally, it's something that I've always felt like I had to make myself do.
Yeah. And I can only keep that up for so long. Mm-hmm. Like I have enough motivation for so long, and then I'm like, okay, I'm over it, and then I just give up because it's a chore, and I don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy it enough to keep it up.
Mm-hmm. So with the hula hoop, I loved doing it, and I did it today. I have done it twice today for 2.5 minutes.
Nice.
Each time, and I was waiting I was working when I did it. Early this morning, I did it before working. And then during the day, I did it while a job was running.
Nice. That's a perfect time. So I did it while my coffee was brewing this morning, 2.5 minutes. Uh-huh. And then I haven't done my second 2.5, but I did hula hoop at school today not with a weighted hula hoop, with just a regular hula hoop, because our school is doing it's the whole school district. They're calling it No Absence November. And so today's November 1st. And so my principal, for the kickoff of No Absence November, we had like a field day. Mm-hmm. And so one of the stations was hula hoop. So when the 5th grade, which I teach 5th grade, when the 5th grade rotated to the hula hoop station, I picked up that hoop and I hula hooped with my students.
So what did they say about you being able to hula hoop?
I kept looking around waiting for somebody to say something, and I don't think they really cared that I was hula hooping. Not one student said one thing about the fact that I was hula hooping.
I wonder if it's because you're generally just so active anyway.
Maybe.
Maybe now they're just accustomed to seeing you doing stuff, so it's not anything new.
I sprinted with them. Remember when I raced against them and everything? So I sprinted with them. So that is true. You're right. Because it did kind of surprise me, because in the past, when I've picked up a hula hoop, like in other previous school years, the students have like lost their minds, right? Like, what? You can hula hoop, But yeah, this class, it was just kind of like, yeah, there's our teacher. She's hooping.
She's doing something again.
Yeah, she's doing something again, that crazy lady. So yeah, I think you're right. I think they're accustomed to me just kind of being active and participating.
Yeah, well, that's a really good thing. You're setting a great example for them. And you know what? The next teacher is going to have a challenge. They're not going to be able to be a slug.
Yes, when those kids go to middle school, those 6th grade teachers are going to have to step up their game.
Sure will. That's right. That's right.
So what do you think about the weighted hula hoop? Because I have some thoughts.
Really, I like it, but then again, I'm accustomed to it. I mean, not that I've been doing it. I mean, I should say I knew what to expect with it because I had used one before.
Okay.
I've used it intermittently before the challenge, and I have not experienced any soreness with it. But
Okay.
that doesn't necessarily mean that you won't, or things affect people in different ways. But thus far, I haven't, and I really didn't experience any soreness with the one that I had before. Now I'm thinking that the one I had before, or the one that I still have that's covered up with junk, is heavier, a little bit heavier and a little bit thicker than this one.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm glad we went with the 3-pound hoop because I don't think I'm going to be sore. I don't think it's my muscles are going to be sore. But when you have 3 pounds spinning around your middle,
mm-hmm.
man, you feel it, even though it is padded. So I'm wondering, and you're thinner than I am, so I'm wondering like how your ribs are feeling and your, like your waist where the hoop goes around. Because it wasn't like, I don't think I'm bruised or anything, not like that, not that extreme, but it's not the most comfortable for me with that weight, swinging around like that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you notice that as well?
I think one thing too, I am long-waisted, so it doesn't really touch my ribs.
Okay.
Like, it's just in my waist generally.
Okay. I'm short-waisted. So it definitely will come up and hit me in the, on the ribs, and it's 3 pounds, and then you get that thing spinning. When I get home, which is going to be in about 5 minutes, I'll pick it up and give it a try. But as you can see right now, I'm driving home.
Yeah.
But I'm about to get home. So yeah, I'll give it a try. I mean, it's not to the point that I'm not going to do it. Like, I'm not going to give up on you. And maybe I'll get accustomed to it. Maybe it's something I will get accustomed to. But it is something I noticed. And then when I picked up just the regular hula hoop, at school today, I was like, oh, okay, that's better.
Yeah, this is nothing.
Yeah, this is nothing. This is easy. Yeah, totally. But yes, I did my 2.5 minutes, followed by my plank. Did you see I'm doing a plank challenge as well? The Carnivore Brothers. Yes. Yeah. So I've got 2 challenges. I thought, let's do a fun challenge and then a serious one. So I've got my plank challenge going on as well. But do you have any subscribers or anyone that's commented? Because I know at least one person that's hula hooping with us, Carrie. We're not the only 2 hula hoopers.
Let's see. You mean today or just in general?
Yeah, I had a comment today. So I have a one of my subscribers that today is hula hooping with us. Did you have anybody?
And I know Carnivorous Grandma said that she was going to be doing the hula hoop challenge.
Yeah, so that's the one. So she bought a hoop. Mm-hmm. So it's not like ours. It's one of the ones where you wear the ring around your middle. Have you seen those?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I have seen those. I'm not sure how I would like that. Maybe if I got accustomed to it or, adjusted. Yeah. It just, but I've not ever tried one.
Yeah, she did a little video today. You should go find it. So the Carnivorous Grandma, she bought herself that kind of hoop where you wear it around your waist and then it has like a weight that swings around the ring. But it's definitely the hula hoop grandma. Well, or the hula hoop motion. I saw Grandma on my screen as I glanced down, and then I said, Grandma, there she is right there, which I cannot read that comment since I'm driving, but yes.
Here.
Awesome. Hi, Robin.
And we've got Rhonda's here.
Hi, Rhonda.
And Rhonda says, my hubby said we sold our weighted hula hoop at a garage sale, so I'll be skipping this challenge, but we'll still watch. Now, the ones that, the hoop that has the weight on it, there's a Liquidators, like this place that buys pallets and stuff. It's Nashville Liquidators, and it's a few miles from my house. And my daughter introduced me to this place, and I love it. Like, for example, they had lots of plants, seasonal plants for very good prices. And But all kinds of things, like anything from supplements to homegrown vegetables, just all kinds of things there. But they also buy pallets of merchandise. And one thing that they had was some of those hula hoops with the weight, the one that like Carnivorous Grandma was talking about with the weight that swings around. And I might see how much those are the next time we go in there, because they had a stack of them in there.
Yeah.
And I might just buy one and try it out. And if anybody's interested, I can post, and maybe if anybody's interested, I could just get them one and send it to them. Because I don't think they're very expensive. I can't remember offhand what the cost was, but it doesn't strike me that they were very much.
Yeah, I would be interested in a comparison, because I'm wondering if that one would be less like hard on my ribs. Since you wear it around the ribs and then the thing swings around you.
Yeah, it just looked to me like it's a lot smaller, and maybe I would just have to get into the rhythm of it or something, but it looks almost like a loose belt.
It is like a loose belt. So that thing that goes around your waist doesn't move. It stays there. It stays put. And just a little weight, because Carnivorous Grandma did a video, just a little weight swings around you.
That's wild.
Like a tetherball. Like a tetherball.
Yes, yes.
Like that. Yeah. So like you are the tetherball pole and the thing swings around you. Yeah, like that.
Hey, it's Renee.
Hey, Renee.
And Cindy is here. I'm glad to see everybody.
Cindy.
All right. Yeah. This is fabulous.
I am in my neighborhood, you guys.
Oh, wow. That was a quick trip. A lot better than that hour and a half that you would have done.
Guys, I had my hair done, and my sister-in-law used to do it, and it's like an hour and a half to get there now with traffic. I'm like, I'm not doing it anymore. So I tried a new place. I didn't quite make it home in time for the live stream, but pretty close.
Yeah, you did.
So, yeah, much, much better.
Yes, you did well. And no need to rush. I mean, we'll make it work. We will make it work.
Talking hoops. Well, anyways, I'll be inside in a moment, and then I'll pull out my hoop. Do you have your hoop there in your office?
I do have mine. I've got it handy.
Awesome.
Up against the wall.
Awesome. All right. Well, I am parking and walking inside, guys. So.
All right.
I'll be right back with you.
Okay, so yeah, we'll give Christy a minute to get in the house.
Yeah, sorry, that was like an extreme close-up. I'm just trying to gather my stuff.
Hey, this is what we call reality right here, reality TV. It doesn't get any realer than this. I'm going to grab my hoop.
Disappeared for a minute. Now you're back.
Yep.
Oh, there you are. Okay. Yep. There you are. Yeah. She's got her hoop. So yours, I don't know if yours is the same colors as mine. Mine has more like rainbow.
It's got.
You have all the rainbows?
Mine are like orange.
Okay.
Red.
Okay.
And like a teal.
Yeah.
Purple,
okay.
Green.
All right. I'm going to log into my computer. But I'll still I think I can do from both the phone and the computer. I think I'll just mute.
Yep. I think you can.
Okay. Drop my stuff. Sorry, guys, that are like being so patient in the chat, like all my friends in the chat that are probably just being very patient right now.
Renee says that's a big hula hoop, and it is.
Yeah,
it's big.
It is big.
The one that I had a few years ago actually was a Curves brand, and it was, I don't think it was quite. Matter of fact, I'm almost positive it wasn't quite this big around, and it was thicker. So I'm thinking it actually weighed more than this one. And I was going to tell you, I knew a girl at Curves who also did the hula hoop, and she had gotten like I think it might have even come with like a dress or something that she had. Hey, okay, I see your other.
Okay, I'm gonna leave.
Okay.
There we go.
Yay!
Figure out how to make it not echo.
Yay!
I'm in my normal
It worked.
spot. I'm going to get my hoop. It's right back here.
Ah, I see it. Yep.
So that's it. It is actually, you're right, Renee. It's a lot bigger than just a regular hula hoop. Mm-hmm. It's also bigger around, and it is 3 pounds.
Yep, it's 3 pounds. And Renee, I love you. Aww. You're awesome.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Now I can actually see the chat. Hi, everybody. That's awesome. Hi. Yeah. Yes, that's awesome.
But she had a belt. It was a wide belt that she had. And I think she said it came with a dress or something, but this might give you an idea of maybe something that you could look for. And she wore it kind of like a corset type thing when she used her hula hoop.
Okay.
And because I think, like I said, I think the reason it doesn't make me sore is because I'm longer waisted. And so there's just a place like right in my middle where there's no bone.
Right.
Like it doesn't hit my hip bone and it doesn't hit my ribs.
Yeah. It doesn't hit my hip bone, but yeah, the ribs, it doesn't feel the best.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not going to bruise me, but it doesn't feel great either.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Maybe I'll get accustomed to it. So how did the 2.5 minutes feel? You said you did your 2.5 minutes twice.
Yeah, it went pretty fast. Actually,
it did go fast because I timed it. It did go pretty fast. Okay.
Yeah. And I was just like, I don't know. It was like I was kind of daydreaming. And I mean, I was focused on keeping the hoop up. But at the same time, I don't know. I enjoy it. I always did, though. From the time I was a kid, I used to love to hula hoop. And
yeah.
I had one of the little skinny ones, and it had the little balls in it that like made a noise as it went around.
Yes, that was the best. If the hula hoop didn't have that, I didn't want to use it. For sure. Aw.
Yeah. So
yep,
it's good.
So how much time are you gonna add? Like, so we're doing 2.5 minutes twice a day, which I still have to do my second 2.5. And then we were gonna add, what did we decide?
I think we decided each week we would add an additional 2.5 minutes so that we worked up to 10 minutes morning, 10 minutes even, or just twice a day, 10 minutes twice a day.
Yes, 10 minutes twice a day.
But we were just going to add our 2.5 minutes.
Each week, about 30 seconds-ish, give or take, each day. Yep. Okay, I remember that. Okay. So, no Insanity Renee says that some girls had some that lit up.
Uh-oh.
What?
We might have to.
I did not. No, it was either just sound or no sound. Lit up. Anybody else in the comments? Hula hoops that lit up. That is lit.
Yeah, I'd like to have one that lights up, sort of like cosmic bowling, only with hula hoops.
Yes, you could hula hoop in the dark, and then there you go.
Cosmic hooping. That could be a new sport. You heard it here, folks.
Yes, cosmic hula hoop. It'll be in the Olympics in Los Angeles 2028.
Well, I mean, what is it? Curling's in the Olympics, so why not?
Why not? Cosmic hula hoop. We just have to come up with a scoring system. It can't be any worse than tennis. Tennis scoring system, 15, 30, 45. Random numbers.
Yeah.
So I was trying to click on comments like I'm in control here. I'm not in control here, but hi, Rhonda. I was trying to click on Rhonda's comment that said she's doing the plank challenge with me. She did a video this morning of herself doing a plank. I think she's better at it than I am. She was fantastic.
Sharon has one that lights up, but she says she can't hula.
You can't hula. Well, that's just a shame. But I want the light up hula hoop. I did not know that was a thing.
I didn't see one that lit up, but
how did I get to 48 and like not know that hula hoops can light up? Seriously.
Of course, here's the thing though. the ones that light up, I'm not sure how that would work because these are padded.
Yeah.
Where would they stick the lights and how would that work? I mean,
Yeah, I don't think a weighted hula hoop can be a light up hula hoop.
I mean, it's possible, I suppose. I'm not an engineer, but
that's true.
So I'm sure somebody could design it.
I, the hula hoop expert, the self-proclaimed hula hoop expert, have declared. She says it's not weighted, so it's just a hula hoop. Well, now I'm going to go find that on Amazon because that's amazing.
All right. Yep. She says it's not weighted.
Not weighted.
Well, hey, guess what? I say if a person wants to hoop, it doesn't matter what hoop they have.
That's right.
Use what you got.
Use the hoop you have. It was the same thing. Last month when I was doing squats, I had people say, well, I want to do squats, but I can't do 100. I said, then don't do 100. Like, you don't have to do 100.
Right.
Mike Shot TV and I were doing 100. You do what is a challenge for you, and that is all good. So
and I think as long as you have improvement, you know, is you keep going and you just go at your pace and it'll be, you know, some action and activity and improvement is better than none. So whether you have a weighted hoop or not, whether you can hoop for 30 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes, however long, just do it. Oh my God. Okay, Renee, you have an old tire. Well, use your tire. Matter of fact, you could paint it.
Renee,
you just paint your tire.
The tractor tire. This I gotta see.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, you just.
And yeah, she could paint it rainbow like ours, right? She could paint it.
Nobody would ever know.
No. That's funny. Hey, Robin did.
All right, Robin did 5 minutes today.
Robin, will you let me know about that hoop you got, the one, because I think it would be less hard on my ribs, but let me know just by watching you, because I saw your video. Your hoop is not you know, it fits a little tighter around the waist and then it has that weight that swings around. And I feel like it might not be as, you know, because this one, as it goes around, it's pretty heavy. So every time it comes around, it like punches me in the ribs.
Yeah. And I'll check those ones at that liquidator place. I'll make my daughter, I'll drag her with me and we'll go check them out, see if they still have some. They had quite a stack of them. And I'm thinking they were like maybe $10 or $15 a piece.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking, roughly that price, but I don't know. And then another thing, though, they run sales on their items too. So if we see any out there, I can just post. And if anybody is interested, I can pick some up and then just send them to, you know, just for the cost of sending them, you know, just to whoever wants one.
That's super nice of you. Yeah. So Robin's going to send me an email because you know how in the chat you only have like 200 characters. So she's going to email me about that hoop and let me know.
So Renee's going to do the challenge with her tire.
Get that tire and you just hoop away. That's hilarious.
Yeah. And Carnivorous Grandma is going to send you an email. Well, okay, Renee, I want to see, you're going to have to post a video or something of you with your tire.
Yeah, video proof. And I know she knows how because I saw her on the live stream the other day. Oh, she knows how. So Renee, let's go.
Oh, no. There's no LOL. No. You got to do it now. You started it. You brought it up, Renee. So you got to do it now. Maybe you can find a bicycle tire. Go to your shed and dig around and see if you've got a bicycle in there.
That might work.
Or a tube. Actually, it would be the inner tube, wouldn't it? Like, don't they have, I don't know. Do they have tubes?
The inner tube. It'd be like the inner tube in there. Yeah. Bicycle tires do. Yes.
You can paint that.
We
can get creative.
So I've been meaning to ask you, Carrie, how's your other exercise going? So I know you're walking, but you know, it's like shorter walks because of the
way shorter.
You know.
So that part, and I go again in the evening. And I'm gonna say not every day, but some days I go in the evening. It's just more difficult for multiple reasons, and perhaps that's excuses. But a lot of times, if I don't log off before it gets dark, I'll just be like, I'm not going. And so I don't.
Yeah.
So, however, time is getting ready to change.
Yeah.
So I'll be able to get a walk in early again.
Yeah. In the morning is when you like to do it.
It's just so much better for my frame of mind. I mean, a little bit of a walk in the dark is, I guess, is better than nothing. But then there's traffic, and you have to be really careful, because it's later in the morning. So there's more people out and about, but it's dark. You got to watch for cars, and just, it's not as relaxing and everything as it was when it got light earlier. So I'm hoping that, but my one thing that is one of my saving graces is meditation. My meditation gets my head right.
Okay. So you're still doing that?
I am. And I recommend anyone who is interested in guided meditation, check out Dr. Joe Dispenza. There are videos on YouTube. I have the premium version of YouTube, so there's no commercials. So I can listen to the ones that he's got out there on YouTube, and there's just no interruption then. But it's a guided meditation with breathing and visualization, focus, that kind of thing. And it's just, I am not going to sit here and say that I am perfect at meditation. I know I squirm, my mind wanders, but I have gotten a lot better about saying, if like, say I've got to pay the light bill today, just as an example. If I start thinking about that, oh no, don't think about that. We're relaxing right now. So I put myself back on track.
Yeah.
And that comes more naturally to me now to do that.
Yeah. I was actually surprised when I asked you about that before, and you told me it was like a half an hour.
Yeah. 35 minutes.
Say meditation. I'm thinking, okay, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Tops. When you said it was that long, like, I don't think I could sit there for 35 minutes and not think about paying my light bill.
Yeah. And you just work through it. I mean, boy, when I first started, my mind was squirrel, squirrel, squirrel. It was terrible.
ADHD?
Oh my God. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. It really wouldn't. Funny. And then just gradually, and I look forward to it every morning. But one thing I learned quickly is I have to feed my cat first. He recommends that you do it as soon as you wake up, but there are actually two things I have to do first. I have to use the bathroom, and then I have to feed the cat. And then I can go back and relax. I lay down. Sometimes I sit up, but I find it's easier for me to relax if I'm laying down. Okay. And so that's what I do. And I have my palms up and just laying there, and then I just visualize, and it's just, it's really good. But there are several different ones. Now, there are some that he's got that are like an hour. Some are even longer than that. Yeah, I've done the hour-long ones before, like if I've had a day that has felt kind of stressful or just whatever, I have done. There's one that he's got that's like, I think it's like 55 minutes, and I would do it before bed, and it just helps me to relax and just calm down and, just refocus, recalibrate. Yeah. I never thought in a million years that I would be a meditator. And then I read his book. He's got several books, and let's see, what is it? Oh goodness. Crud. My favorite one is something, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. That is a fabulous book. And he goes into like how using meditation and visualization helps you to where you can heal, where you can overcome addictions, whether it's food or just whatever. There are lots of ways that you can use your mind and focus. And he goes into science, like neuroscience and stuff like that. So I really highly recommend you check him out. It's not just like The Secret woo-woo kind of stuff. He was in The Secret, but it's not goes into so much more, and it just makes so much sense when you read it, and then when you just start doing it. And I thought, well, what can it hurt for me to try? If I don't like it, I don't have to keep doing it.
Yeah. So you don't find that in the morning? Because I can understand after a day, I can understand it relaxing you at night. What I worry about is in the morning being too relaxed to be able to get up and get moving for the day. You don't have that problem?
The guided meditations are different in their pace and tone and like how you breathe and that kind of thing. So like the one that you do in the morning is one that gets you ready for the day. So it's not one where you're slowly breathing and, relax. It's not like that. Whereas the one in the evening is a calmer meditation. Yeah, that's so there are different ones. And he's even got a walking meditation, which I would really like to try that. I just typically don't wear headphones when I walk. I really enjoy walking really early in the morning and just listening to the birds and, just kind of just absorbing the atmosphere around me.
Yeah.
So I generally do not wear headphones, but I might try to do a walking meditation and see how that works.
Yeah, my problem is all the phones, they're like wireless now with the headphones, and my only headphones I have are wired. So I have earbuds, but they're wired. So like I think 2 generations of phones that I've had now, it has to be wireless or nothing. And so yeah, I would have to get some wireless earbuds or something to be able to do that. I don't have those right now.
I have some pink JBL headphones that I found at Marshall's, and they were like $14.99. But and these are Bluetooth. They're wireless Bluetooth, and I love those things. They sound great. That's like one of the best purchases I have ever made. They sound wonderful. So whether I want to crank up some loud music and not piss off my neighbors, or whether I want to meditate. So I wear those when I meditate in the mornings, but I would need to I don't think I could wear those and walk. So I would need to get some wireless ones, earbuds.
Right. Yeah. Well, I totally hear you on feeding the cat. When I get up, and my cat, that's the first thing, she's all over me wanting her breakfast. And if I get out my yoga mat, because I do my planks on my yoga mat, because I have all like laminate flooring in my house. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she gets on that yoga mat. She thinks it's her yoga mat. She's in the middle of it. So yes, if I feed her, then she goes over there and she's eating her food and she's distracted. But yeah, she doesn't think that's my mat at all. She's like, this is mine. Here she is right now. She's like, this is mine. I will lay on it and you will not be here. And she'll even attack me if I try to use it.
Oh my gosh.
She really thinks it's hers.
Oh, my cat will walk on me, nudge me, smack me. I mean, if I haven't fed him yet, he'll do all of that. Like he's like, excuse me, you forgot something.
Yeah. Hello? I'm hungry here. Breakfast, you heard of it?
Yeah.
Make it happen.
I'm hungry. Can't you hear my stomach? Once in a while, his stomach will be growling.
Yeah.
So it's funny. So yeah, I just know what my 2 priorities are. Sometimes it's feed the cat first and then go to the bathroom, but I've got to do those 2 things before I start meditating.
Any other cat people in the chat that also have cats? I know Renee. I just heard about Renee and her animals. I didn't know all of that, Renee. Nicole told me. Renee has cows, I think, and Renee has chickens, I think. Talk to me, Renee.
So she's got a menagerie.
Yeah, that's what I hear. So I didn't get to talk to you much last night, Carrie. Were you moderating on Nicole's channel?
Yep, I was.
Okay, no wonder. I was like, she's got to be focused, because I was like, I'm probably going to try not to be late, but I might be late, but I'm going to do my best. And then you were like, not. Like, I was like, I guess she's moderating.
Yeah. And knock on wood, people were behaving themselves. We didn't have anybody be ugly, but you never know. Renee says that, cows, rabbits, chickens, donkey, and a dog.
A dog.
Now, you shouldn't be talking about your husband like that.
Oh my gosh. Is the husband the donkey or the dog, though?
I know. He might be both.
I'm sorry. Okay, this is going off the rails, Carrie. I haven't eaten dinner yet. I usually have a ribeye. It settles me down. I'm still hungry.
Okay, so do we want to give our audience demos?
Yeah.
Now, I know that you demoed for a minute when you did your unboxing, and she said he isn't the best.
Maybe. Yeah, I did when I was unboxing. That was that when I unboxed this thing and I used it on camera. That was literally the first time I had used it.
Mm-hmm.
It is super fun. It is a different feel because of the weightedness of it. So I was like, whoa, that's a new one. Also because of how big it is, it's like you really gotta like whip that thing around
and you have to have a lot of room.
Yes,
so, like,
and a lot
I have to scoot my chair out of the way, and
I'll do it first. So my office, fortunately, this was not an office before the thing that shall not be named, like you always say, Miss Carrie. It was not an office until I had to teach online. And then when we had to teach online, I converted it. And really, it's just a big open room now. So now Nicole said she's here. Nicole said, I want to watch you hoop. I don't see her in here. Okay, are you ready?
All right. Make sure
she didn't have enough room.
So see, it's like in the middle of my waist.
Yeah, so it is. Now it's right on my waist, but right on my waist, there's also ribs there.
Mm-hmm.
So it hits the ribs and it hits the diaphragm pretty good. So it's kind of hard to talk because as it comes around, it hits my diaphragm and gets that going. But you guys, this is a lot of fun.
It is fun.
If you are not hula hooping this month, consider joining us.
Yeah. Anybody, whether your hoop is weighted or not.
Yeah, join us. And I see at school today, when I was hula hooping at school today, they had music playing and that made it even more fun. So I think tomorrow morning I am not going to hula hoop in silence. I think I'm going to find some good music.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe Carrie could even give me a couple song ideas. You're going to get me listening to Kiss in a minute.
That's right. You can do Lick It Up. Like this.
So there we have it. The weighted hula hoop demonstration.
Yeah, I was wearing my sweatshirt and it got in the way.
It is fun. I am actually so glad that Mike, I don't even remember what he said. Did he say jump rope? I think he said jump rope, Carrie.
I think that's what Mike.
Yeah, and then
Mike
you were
Shaw
like,
TV.
Hula hoop.
Yeah, he brought that up in a previous live stream, and which I actually enjoy jump roping. Now, I've got a jump rope somewhere.
Probably next to your hula hoop.
It probably is hanging out with the hula hoop behind a bunch of junk.
Yeah.
Actually, there's not really that much stuff there. I just made a big mistake of stacking heavy totes and I just couldn't move them.
Yeah.
And so my son is supposed to be coming. Now he lives about not terribly far from me, but it is, I feel bad about like asking him to come for random stuff. So like I really save it up. So like if my toilet isn't working or just something like that, then I'll ask him. And so then usually I'll have like, oh, well, while you're here.
Yeah. Well,
and we'll just knock all these little things out while you're here.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, I'm pretty sure Mike Shaw TV said jump rope. And then for some reason that sparked your hula hoop idea. And I'm so glad because I was looking for a fun, more of a fun. I did the sprinting, I did the squats and push-ups. I am doing planks, but this is fun.
It is. And I can fit it in too. Like I said, there was a job that was running.
Yeah.
And so generally it depends on what the job is, but a lot of times I can't do anything else while it's running.
Okay.
So like I'll keep an eye on the screen and make sure everything's progressing correctly. But then, so I was able to hula hoop. And the same is true though if I do my planks or do my squats and those things, push-ups.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll just fit them in between, like, or just whenever I have a moment where I can, think, oh, okay, well, I'll do a plank,
Yeah. So are you still doing planks? Like, are you going to be planking with us in November?
I'll plank with you in November. I still do them.
Awesome. So the first plank I did for the video demonstration purposes, I did not have a mirror. And I don't know if you saw that video with the Carnivore Brothers, but like it's one of their sons and the other one's nephew. He's 14. Mm-hmm. He does a lot of calisthenics. So he was there. So he was like telling them about their form. Well, I didn't have anybody in the room with me and I don't have a mirror in this room. So yeah, I was a little piked, but I was a little bit piked in the pike position. It didn't feel like that to me. I felt almost sway back. But yeah, upon video replay, my booty was too high. So I got to fix that. So when I fixed that, oh man, the time was like, I think I got 40 seconds this morning. So my starting plank is 40 seconds. And then he showed like a second, oh, hi, Susan. He showed a second form that I've never seen before. Ooh, holy shoulders. Like you get up way up on your toes and you get up on your hands like a push-up position. And then you get way up on your toes and you lean into those shoulders. And that's like a second level. So I'm like, I might try that, but like, I got to do the regular
build up to that one.
Build up. That's what I said. I said, holy shoulders when I saw him do that. Mm-hmm. So I think, I'm going to build up to that one. So maybe if I can get a full minute and try to keep my body position right, I will try the shoulder.
It's a challenge to keep the body position right. It really is. Like I average, I mean, it's anywhere between generally between 50 seconds and maybe a little over a minute, just depending. But I'm constantly monitoring. And I'm like you though, I don't have a mirror. Like I don't have a full length mirror anywhere where I can look to check my form. Yeah. So I'm really just kind of going by feel as I'm doing it. Now I've done planks like where my daughter could see or something, and then she would tell me, but I'm going by feel.
Yeah. And I was going by feel and I thought I was good. And then I looked at the video and I was like, oh,
it's tough. Yeah.
Really good. So I think what I'll do now, since I don't have at that point I was filming myself. So I couldn't see myself but now I'm not going to actually film myself. But I think if I put my phone on the tripod, like down on the ground where I'm at, and then put it in selfie mode so I can see myself, then maybe I can check my own form. So I'm going to maybe try that. 16 seconds is amazing, Robin. You're not wrong. They are not easy.
They are. Yeah, they are hard.
Yeah. And I've had 2 hernia surgeries in my stomach right above my belly button. So I have to be careful. Make sure you're breathing.
Yeah, don't hold your breath. Don't do when I first started trying to do them, I would hold my breath, and that is not, and it's natural. I don't know why I do that. I do that. Do you do this when I go to the doctor's office and they listen to your heart? Do you hold your breath? I do that.
Oh, yeah, maybe until they say to breathe.
Yes, exactly. He's like, you don't have to hold your breath.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But when I was planking, I found myself holding my breath, and I know that increases that pressure inside the abdomen. And since I've had hernias before, I don't want to do that. I need to keep breathing. That's so I have to tell myself. It's a lot to remember. You'd think it's simple, but it isn't. So weebles wobble. Yeah, weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. Yeah.
Yeah, tighten up your core. And that's another thing. Doing these hula hoops will definitely help us tighten our cores more.
Yes. And
I
I will
mean,
tell
I
you,
had like rock solid abs. Now, of course, I will say that I was going to curves and I was also doing other exercises. I was doing sit-ups and other things, but you'll notice a difference though doing the hula hoop, because
oh,
I even did the hula hoop after they closed the curves location that was near me, and then it got to where it wasn't convenient for me to go to the one where they transferred my
right,
membership. So after that expired, I didn't renew it. So,
right.
but I did keep doing the hula hoop, and this one thing that I enjoy, and it's something that you can do in spurts, like where you don't have to just plan this long trek or this block off a large time frame to do it. You can just pick it up and just do it for a few minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I think that's the key too. I think like our ancestors, if we want to get like proper human diet technical about it, they didn't really like exercise for 2 hours or whatever. They did things, had activities in spurts, like
Yeah.
just throughout their day, they would do things. And it might be a minute or two that they were doing it, and then they would move on to something else. But so, like, they might be lifting some rocks, or they might do, I don't know, whatever, just different various things that they might do in their daily life. But it wasn't just this, well, I'm going to lift this same rock 50 times so I can get strong, I mean,
Right. It was for sure functional fitness in
yes.
reality. Hey, look who's here.
Hey.
Nice.
Hello.
Nice.
Good to see ya. Good to see ya.
Absolutely. So
Yeah.
I lost my train of thought when I saw Russ come in. Russ, you made me lose my
He
train
does
of thought.
that to people.
He didn't even say anything. He said, "Hey, ladies," like a normal person. And I was like, "Oh, Ross, I can't think anymore." He's here. He made me laugh.
That's because we're keto cuties, y'all.
Yes, we
So,
are keto cuties.
and it's
So,
exciting.
what I was going to say is I was going to agree with you. If someone told me you got to go and work out for an hour, I'm not doing it. I don't. I teased you a little bit about the squirrel, the ADHD, but like I can't do it. Like I get bored of it. I don't want to do it. I'll just quit because it's too much at a time. But if you tell me pick up that hula hoop for 3 minutes, that's right, Russ.
That's right. He does. He has that effect on the keto cuties.
So I if I have to pick up my hula hoop or get to pick up my hula hoop, whatever you want to say, for 2.5, 3 minutes, I can do that, and it's quick, and then it's over. It was the same thing with the squats. Yes, it's 100 squats. By the end of it, I could do 100 all at once. But like on the very last day, I was like, I don't want to do 100. I can't sit here and do 100 right now. I'll do 20, and then I'll do 20 more a little bit later, or while I wait for this thing to finish, I'll do 20. Because if I have to sit there and just like only squat, even that 100 squat, it's like, no. But if I can just go bust out 20 squats while I wait for X to happen, it's like totally doable for me.
Yeah, it's like you just work it in so often. Like, I think one reason I was so successful when I did do curves is two things. One, it was right on my way from home from work. So if I had my workout clothes in the car, or sometimes I would just change into them at work before I left, and I would just go right on in. The workout was 30 minutes. Sometimes I would do 2 cycles, which would be an hour. But most of the time I did 1 cycle, which was 30 minutes. And then I would go home, and a friend of mine also was a member too. And so we would often go together. She worked at the same place I did. And so we would just go at the same time. And once in a while we would go at lunch, but most of the time it was just right after work. So it was very convenient, and it wasn't a huge time frame, and it wasn't like a lot of traffic and hassle getting in. When they closed the location that was like right on my way home from work, I had to go the opposite direction from work during rush hour.
Yeah, no. If it's not towards home, it ain't happening.
So yeah, I used because I just hated to they would have refunded the money, I guess, but we went ahead and just finished out the memberships, and she and I both ended up not renewing because of that. And I actually enjoyed the workout because it mixed in machines with aerobic activity. So you were getting both in. And it was sort of like, it was like high intensity training, basically, although I don't know if they used that term when they were demonstrating it, but like you would, do your lifting, and then you were rotating, and it was just like in a circle, and you could just like hop in anytime you got there.
Okay.
And then you could just hop out like after you like so many rotations with so much time. So like you would just track how many rotations you did, and if you wanted to do more, you could. But typically a 30-minute rotation. So I enjoyed that. And after I got my divorce, for a while, I went to back in the early 2000s, I had a membership at the Y because I was determined I was going to look fire.
Sure. So I get it. I don't exercise. It makes
I did. I made myself do it.
Oh yeah.
And hi, Chase. How are you? I'm glad you're here. This crazy bunch.
Yeah.
And Susan said that her curves closed as well. It used to be 5 minutes from her house.
I wonder if a lot of curves closed or something, because I remember it used to be when the curves first opened, that was like a big thing. I never went to it or anything, but I remember it being a big deal. And then I didn't really hear about it anymore. So maybe they started, getting less locations. Yeah.
I don't doubt that a bit.
When I was a kid, my parents would take us to Golden Corral, and my favorite part was that soft serve ice cream machine. I don't know if they still have them, but when I was a kid, they did. You could like self-serve at a soft serve like ice cream machine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. I did that.
Okay, Russ. So do you also do 12-ounce curls? With cans, 12-ounce curls.
Yes, with cans. No, he doesn't exercise. It makes him tired, he said. Russ, you missed the hula hooping. Russ would have had a lot to say if he saw us hooping. Oh, they had a weight loss program. I bet it was eat less, move more, Susan. Am I wrong?
Actually, that is the truth. And what was funny is part of the reason why I joined Curves was I had put on and my diet was crap. This was before I had discovered.
I'm not laughing at you. You know who I'm laughing at.
No, I know who we're laughing at. Romantic walks to the refrigerator. My darling.
I'm about to take a romantic walk to my refrigerator after this live stream and get my chuck eye steaks out.
Yeah, she got a hot date here very soon.
With my cast iron pan and my chuck eye steaks.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay.
So yeah, but they did do the but here's the funny thing. I had actually gained like maybe, I don't even know how much I had gained. It wasn't a whole lot, but I was eating like crap. And it was right after my 40th birthday. Well, actually it was for my 40th birthday. We were going to go somewhere, and I went to put my favorite jeans on, and I couldn't get them on. And that was the first time in my life that I had ever like experienced any kind of like a oh crap moment about my weight. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, okay. And I had no clue. Okay. So I was like, okay. And my friend, my coworker, she had been wanting to lose weight and get into exercise too. So I was like, well, let's, they've got this curves down here, blah, blah. So we joined. And so I cut out the junk food. I mean, I ate like no junk food. Now, I was not vegetarian, but there were a lot of salads, and I ate meat. I wasn't consciously avoiding fatty meat. It was but I just ate meat and vegetables. Mm-hmm. And so I did lose weight. So I've still got a paper. I found it. I'll see if I can, if I remember where I saw it. I'll show it to y'all at some point, but it showed where I had lost weight, and they were surprised. They said, nobody ever loses weight like this. And I don't know, I guess it was just because I was just eating the meat and vegetables.
Yeah.
Because I really wasn't eating much in the way of breads or anything like that.
Yeah, because Susan says high fiber. She's saying it was high fiber.
Yeah. And I did not eat the high fiber, but they did like they each week they would, this was before everything went digital and stuff, but they would give you like a little paper, you would be weighed and all this, and they would just track your progress. And I think I lost something like 20 pounds or something, but they were like, nobody ever loses this fast. And but here's part of me was thinking, well, duh, you just don't eat junk food and work out. I mean, that's and I know it's not that simple. My metabolism, I have a very weird metabolism anyway.
Yeah.
And very weird eating habits. But I was, my diet was terrible back then. I mean, it was like just junk. It was awful. And so I decided that I wasn't going to. I'll have to find some pictures. You can see where I don't think, like, people, for one thing, they never really, I knew that I was bigger because I couldn't fit into my favorite jeans, for example. But because I'm 5'9", it wasn't as obvious to other people as it was to me.
More. Yeah, yeah.
But you could tell my face was fuller and kind of puffy and stuff. So I know I could tell. I'll have to find some old pictures and maybe post them or something. And like I said, it's not that I lost a ton of weight, but it was just, at the time that happened, it was just, I was just like, well, yeah, you just don't eat junk food and work out. I had no clue that it was so hard for other people. And that's right. That was just what they told you to do. Now, granted, they always told you
it should work.
The grains and stuff. Yeah. And I've never been a huge bread eater anyway. My weakness was always potatoes.
I've heard you say that a time or two.
Oh, yeah.
Or three.
Yeah.
The Curves cookbook, Susan says there was a Curves cookbook. Wow. Oh, there you go, Russ. Oh, sorry, you just went back. Yeah, Russ, there you go. Renee has an tire you can use to hula hoop with.
Do we want to show Russ our hula hooping skills again, or so that he can see them?
I mean, they're pretty insane. I don't know. She'll paint it for you, Russ. She will paint that tire for you, and you'll have a tire you can use to hoop with. I've been on diets like that before.
I didn't do any of that. All I did was just not eat junk food. That's all I did.
Trying to trick your metabolism. I remember diets like that. So like not at Curves, but for sure. It was like you ate for like, in fact, the one I saw, it was like you ate 800 calories a day for like 2 weeks. And then you upped it to 1,200. Woo, 1,200. So many for like a week. And then you'd go back down. Hip, hip, hooray.
3 cheers for the blood. Man, I know. That's a strange Achilles heel to have, but that is mine. And so when Thanksgiving and Christmas roll around, I am going to have some mashed potatoes, and I'm going to have some sweet potatoes. I still will not have bread because I can't do bread.
Yeah.
And I won't have any kind of seed oils or anything like that, but I will allow and I won't have like stuffing or anything like that, but I will allow myself a little bit of sweet potatoes and a little bit of mashed potatoes, and I will not bring any home because otherwise I will.
I think that is just fine. I don't know what food is going to be at our Thanksgiving, but I do know my mom is getting our turkey. It was funny because she called it a grass-fed turkey. I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's not a grass-fed turkey. I'm pretty sure, though, it's like the same farm that we're getting our grass-fed beef from.
Oh, like free range, I guess.
But it's like a free-range turkey. Yes. So we're actually doing our first, like, free-range turkey. Yes, Russ. You know what's funny? I bet your spare tire's up here. My spare tire is a little bit lower. So is it called a spare tire?
Yeah, hold up. I ain't painting nothing.
Yep, because it's got to be like this. It's got to be rainbow.
Yes, we have to be matchy.
Rainbow hoop.
Matchy.
Face down, eating mashed potatoes.
Yeah. So I understand, man. Mashed potatoes, my Achilles heel, and then a close second is sweet potatoes.
I never liked the sweet potatoes. I tried. I've liked some sweet potato fries before. Certain ones. You know.
Oh, but my sweet potatoes always, and my regular potatoes always have tons of butter. Now I've always put real butter on.
That'll do it right there. But no, I do love a good mashed potato. But sweet potatoes, I just never. I don't know. I never really. Like I said, I've had a few good sweet potato fries that I've liked, but it's not a temptation for me. So
here,
he
says it's practically carnivore.
Carnivore. Let's see. So cheese, heavy cream, and butter. That's 3 out of 5 ingredients. 60% carnivore right there.
Yep.
Yeah. Perfect, Susan.
Oh Lord, yes. Tell us about it, Russ. I understand about the challenge called Everyday Life.
Russ, you missed the beginning of this live stream, which I was late for, and I was driving my butt home because I didn't schedule my life correctly. And Carrie was so gracious. She said, just take your time.
Yeah, we just roll with it.
Home and yep. So
it's
that's
the carnivore calm, you know, the keto calm, all that. Yeah.
I felt bad. I didn't want to let you down. So I'm like, I'll just live stream from my car.
You ain't gonna let me down. We would work it out. We would make it work.
And we did. We are making it work. Yeah, planks are hard. Going back to Robin. Robin, man, she held that plank for, what did she say? 16 seconds. That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta beat 40 tomorrow, so we'll see if I can.
Yes, that might be part of the reason why. And I don't have a huge sweet tooth. However, and that is another thing, because I won't eat dessert at Thanksgiving either. So that will be my dessert. That'll be my sweet.
I don't even like pumpkin pie anyways. It's like, doesn't even tempt me. So.
Oh, I used to like pumpkin pie, and I only ate it like at Christmas or Thanksgiving when I did eat it, but I haven't had it in a long time. It's been years since I've had any. The most recent dessert I had was a sliver of cheesecake.
I remember you talking about that. Yeah.
But everything else, I mean, I ate all meat, but then I was like, and some cheese. They had like a charcuterie thing too. And so I snacked then, and then I saw that cheesecake over there. And so I ate some, and then they offered it. We'll just take the rest home. I was like,
Oh, no, can't do that.
I will sit and eat the whole thing.
Well, I will tell you that it was all because of a video I watched. It's a long story. I don't know if we have time for a long story, but I did. Aww. I'm okay too.
We're all okay.
Yes.
We're all right.
The end of the long story is I decided to have a handful of pecans. So I did that. And pecans used to be like, that was like the thing on keto that, like, when I was on keto, I would eat the pecans, and then it was like, now I got have another handful, and now another handful, right? Because it's so bingeable. It's so bingeable. But I'm telling you, I had that handful of pecans, and then I was good. Like, I didn't go back for that second handful. That was pretty unheard of for me. That's like kind of the first thing I've really like eaten. I mean, besides my chocolate element, okay, I do that every day in my coffee. That doesn't count. Yeah. I mean, the first thing that I got rid of, like I didn't do pecans anymore because it was too bingeable for me. But yeah, I went and had that handful of pecans, and I didn't binge. I was like and I didn't feel like binging. It wasn't that I didn't binge because I was like white knuckling it. I'm not going to do it. Like, I had my handful of pecans and I was good. And then I moved on with my.
And I think what Nicole talks about with the food freedom, that I really appreciate and like her philosophy on that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because people white knuckling it through things it doesn't get it. Just like what we were talking about with exercise too. I mean, The trick with exercise is find something you enjoy, and then you'll just do it. Like, I love going on walks. I like going on hikes, except for the ones where my friend James is trying to kill me.
You don't, yeah, no thanks.
Oh my gosh, that one. But I'm proud of myself because a year ago I couldn't do it. And then I did do that same hike. But when I lost my sunglasses and he was like, "Oh, you want to go back?" No, do not. Those sunglasses, somebody will use them, that I'm sure that they'll find a home. I'll be fine. So yeah, but the food freedom and just knowing, for one thing, I don't care who you are. I'm just going to venture to say that nobody is perfect. Nobody follows the diet absolutely 100% perfectly. I just don't believe anybody does. And now I'm very consistent. If I veer off plan, it is intentionally. Yeah. But I do on occasion weigh the options, and I will be like, okay, I will veer off the plan. And then if something makes me feel miserable after I do it, then I'm like, okay, I'm not going to veer off of my plan in that way again. I will maybe veer off in another way, but not with this particular item. Mm-hmm. And that has served me well. I don't veer off plan often, but on occasion I do. Mm-hmm. And that's just my philosophy with it. Now, I also realize that I'm not the typical person in that I don't think for one thing, it's never been about weight for me. Even going low carb, it was for diabetes.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. And
to prevent it, I didn't even have it yet.
Right. It was more just overall health and trying to prevent that from happening. You have that in your family, I think you said?
Oh, my mother. And here's the thing, man, my mother was so anti-pharmaceutical, anti-doctor almost, just natural remedies, whatever, like the whole time I was a kid and when I was well into adulthood. Mm-hmm. And then when she found out she was diabetic, I don't know how they talked to her or convinced her or whatever. They told her to make her believe that as long as you take enough insulin, you can eat what you want.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what she did. And she required more and more insulin, and she got bigger and bigger. Mm-hmm. And then she got to where she couldn't do the things that she used to do. She couldn't go to the shows like she used to go to. And I get my love of music from both of my parents, but my mother especially enjoyed going to shows. And she got to where she couldn't do that anymore. She had heart problems and, ended up passing of congestive heart failure.
Wow.
And it was just, so she never had anything chopped off, but her quality of life was just terrible. I mean, she couldn't do anything. So it was just really, and when I saw her going downhill that way, I was just like, I know I don't want to end up with diabetes. And my grandfather had it, but it was controlled with diet.
Right. Yes. Totally different time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I actually controlled my gestational diabetes when I was expecting my daughter back in the 80s with diet as well. Mm-hmm. They actually had given me a booklet and explained that I should not eat white foods like bread, sugar, potatoes, that I need to eat meat and vegetables. That was what they told me to eat.
Right. Well,
now, fast forward 10 years, that is not the same advice I got from my son.
Mm-mm. Nope. That's insane. It's insane, the shift, like how that even happened. Mm-hmm. I know if you look at Robin's comment, she says, OMG, that's what they tell diabetics. It's absolutely insane. Eat what you want and take insulin.
Yes, that is what they do.
Angry face. Yeah.
And my mother fell for it for whatever reason. And I guess maybe because it was, but the thing is, she was I just don't know what changed her mind. I really don't. Because she was so skeptical of she never called it like big pharma or anything, but she just didn't like pharmaceuticals. Like she never even took aspirin.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And like when she was expecting my littlest brother, I remember she drank like red raspberry leaf tea, as a thing. It's supposed to be a thing that's good for you when you're expecting. And I don't know. I mean, I drank that with both of my kids and I had pretty easy labors. So that could be true. I don't know. But it's just, she just so went the other way.
Yeah, like a switch.
With it. It was just odd. Don't know. Yes, I am. Tracy's mother went vegan and got off insulin and stopped. Well, that's good. I mean, I'm glad that worked for her because I wish that something, my mother would have tried something, but she just didn't. She just thought she could eat anything as long as she anticipated how much insulin she was going to need in advance so that, to keep her sugar down. It's just really sad. Yep. Control hypoglycemia with diet.
That's awesome.
Because you're keeping your blood sugar at just that stable and steady. Yes. There's no fluctuation there.
Yep. I know. I remember feeling like shaky, like hungry, shaky, like so hungry that I was shaky. I don't get that feeling anymore.
Nope.
Like I'm hungry right now, but I'm fine. Like I'm not like, if I don't eat right now, I'm going to pass out. Like, no, I'm fine. I'll be fine.
Yeah, but you'll be tearing into that thing when you're finished.
Yeah, when I'm finished here, I'll be tearing into that steak. You can bet that.
So Renee says most of the females on her dad's side were diabetic. None of them had it under control. They were going to amputate her grandmother's leg from the knee down, and she died the night before surgery. Heavens.
Wow.
Yeah, my mother, for whatever reason, I'm not sure how she avoided, and here's the thing too, she was so proud of herself for taking her medication and like remembering to test her sugar and she was just proud of herself for she thought she was taking care of herself.
She thought she was managing it appropriately and she was proud of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a shame. Yeah, I don't really know. I know my dad kept going like in and out of type 2 diabetes. Like it was after I left the house. So I'm not really sure because I didn't live there then. But he would like get up to where he'd be diabetic, or I don't know if it was pre-diabetic or diabetic. I'd need to ask my mom that, and then he'd like eat better. Like I don't think he was ever on insulin, and it would like kind of subside, or it would go down to where the doctor was happy, which was probably still too high, honestly. If you listen to like any of the other doctors talking about how, oh yeah, they tell you if you have an A1C of 7, like you're good or whatever. Well, I don't know his numbers, but I'm just telling you, like, yeah, he would just veer like in and out of that diabetic range, which is a sad thing.
Yeah. But it is, and it's this is the thing, like my grandfather's diabetes was maintained by diet. In other words, it was controlled. My grandmother, basically all he ate was meat and vegetables, and he would have cottage cheese. I remember sometimes he would have tomatoes, but for the most part, he would just have just meat and some kind of vegetables for his dinner, and he didn't eat bread. He didn't add sugar to anything. He would drink coffee, but it was black. And then, so she knew what I went through with my gestational diabetes too, because I controlled that with diet.
Yeah.
So it's just odd. And I knew enough to know when I was starting to do research that I would have to keep my blood sugar low. And of course, the first advice you find is to eat your healthy whole grains and go vegetarian and blah, blah, which I knew I couldn't be a vegetarian. I knew I couldn't do that. But I did eat my share of salads, but they just tore my stomach up.
Yeah, my problem with salads is I just never stayed full for long enough. I didn't have a lot of like digestive issues with eating foods, but like whenever I did try to eat, light like that, like an hour later I'm hungry again, and then I'm just trying not to eat and feeling miserable, and fun.
Chewing your nails.
Yes. Chewing gum, like whatever I got to do, pounding diet sodas, to try to not put the calories in, thinking that it's, the calories. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The worst.
Yep. Well, I know, let's see, it is 8:15 and I know you're starving. I don't want you to be gnawing off an arm while we're sitting here, but this challenge is going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is.
And we can just, what do you say we maybe check in briefly once a week, or if we could just do that?
Yeah.
I guess we can figure out a time, and I mean, it doesn't have to last an hour. It could just be something.
No, just a brief check-in, and anyone who's hula hooping, check in with us or see how we're doing, see how we make our time or whatever. Yeah.
I mean, I know sometimes we get to talking, and sometimes a stream will.
I know.
Which I enjoy it so much. I mean, I could sit here and talk all night, y'all know.
Yeah, and it's always fun to see who pops up in the chat and say hi to all the
okay, we have
out there.
Tracy says, have not started carnivore yet. Have an appointment with the vascular team next month. Going to talk to them about it first. That's good. You should definitely work with your medical team. Also, I would really recommend you do a lot of research and reading on your own. And hopefully, if you do decide that carnivore is for you, based on research that you found, hopefully they will be supportive and work with you. I will tell you that if they are conventionally trained, which, I mean, they're conventionally trained, but if they maintain that belief, the conventional belief, they will pitch a hissy fit if you tell them you are going on carnivore. So I can just tell you that they're probably going to have a cow. No pun intended. Especially if you phrase it that way. Now, one thing what you could do is, if you decide after doing your research and watching tons of videos, reading scientific papers, whatever it is you need to do to feel comfortable, and if you decide that that's something that you would like to try, you might want to first tell them that you are eliminating seed oils, that you are eliminating bread, you're eliminating inflammatory vegetables and sugar. There you go.
Yep.
Now, when it's presented that way, who can argue with that?
Right.
However, if you say I'm going carnivore and I'm just eating nothing but red meat, somehow that just flips a switch. And it also makes them very defensive.
Yes.
So I think the presentation and being diplomatic about it is good. But if you just flat out say I'm going carnivore, they're going to have a cow. And I do know, I have heard of some people being kicked out of a practice because they have eaten a meat-based or keto diet.
Oh, wow.
I've heard of people being kicked out before, so that's not uncommon. So I believe in being honest with your doctor, but at the same time, there are some terms that, because of media exposure or whatever, the terminology is scary. But when you look at what that terminology really means, in other words, I'm getting rid of seed oils, I'm getting rid of grains, I'm getting rid of inflammatory vegetables and sugar. I mean, if somebody really argues with that, I mean, and they might say, are you going to eat meat? And I would never tell somebody to actually lie. So if they ask if you're eating meat, tell them the truth. But it's a delicate situation to be in. And I know that, like, Dr. Berry, for example, has a lot of people who ask, like, where can I find a doctor like you? And I know that they've tried to compile lists online of doctors who support a low carb lifestyle. And so that might be something to look into if your doctor has a hissy fit, which I, there again, think that they probably would.
Yeah, my doctor had a major hissy fit, and there is one doctor I found on dietdoctor.com, which is where you can, one of the websites, one doctor that takes my insurance, and I just need to call that office and see if she's taking new patients. Because my doctor had a major hissy fit when she saw my cholesterol numbers. Well, she had a mini stroke, like Renee said. Renee likes to tell the doctors, she likes to see the mini strokes. Yeah, when she goes, wait, so are you eating meat or fatty meat? And I said fatty meat, and yeah, the mini stroke occurred at that minute when I said fatty meat. Yeah, then my cholesterol came back, and she told me I either need to change my diet or go on a statin.
That was like, that's a big nopers.
Yeah, nope and nope. Yeah, so I got my third phone call today. She keeps calling at 8 a.m. I'm like, I'm a teacher. Like, I'm in my classroom. Sorry, I'm not.
Oh, wow. So she's calling you, and what is she saying? Like,
she's leaving messages that my cholesterol is critically high. Yeah. And the first time she left the message, so there's a law, go figure, in California, go figure again, that says something. I don't know what the law actually says, but my doctor, because of this law, my doctor had access to my labs before I did. And it's got to be some kind of time release thing, because I went to Quest. Quest was the lab that my insurance, sent me to. And so my Quest sent the numbers to my doctor. So she had access to the numbers, to which she immediately picked up her phone and called me, but told me no numbers. Just, I think she assumed I could see them. I don't fault her for this, because she said, I hope you've seen them. I'm like, I can't see them. I'm locked out of them. And it said, if you live in, California, and then I don't remember the two other states, California, some other state, and some other state, your results may be delayed due to, basically illegal reasons. I'm paraphrasing. So I had to wait. So she called before I ever saw my results, before I ever saw my numbers, because I wasn't going to call her till I knew. She didn't tell me if it was LDL, HDL, all of the above, triglycerides. Like, she told me nothing. She just said, your numbers are critically high and you need to change this diet or go on medicine. That was her first message to me. Thank you, Russ. Yes. Did you know, Russ, that on Monday I did go and have some extra blood work done after this happened to me? I'll talk about that in a minute. But so she left that message, which I feel was, and again, partially I don't fault her, because I think she thought I could see the numbers, but I couldn't. I was locked out. So for her to just leave me a message that said, these are the highest numbers I've ever seen, and you need to go off this diet immediately or start taking a statin, and I hope you've seen the numbers. I'm like, what numbers? Like, I don't know what numbers you mean. So I couldn't see the numbers. So then, like a day and a half later, she called me again and left a similar message, and I still couldn't see the numbers. And so by this time, it did say on my portal, like, that they should be available that day, but I kept waiting and they kept not popping into my patient portal. So I did, like, it had a link that said, like, request your numbers. I'm like, well, I shouldn't have to request them, but whatever. So I did. And about 2 hours later, I was able to see my numbers. So my triglycerides and my HDL are amazing. It's my LDL that's, way up there. So I think it was higher. I think it was higher than yours, Carrie. And that's not a race that I really.
Your LDL, what is it? So it's over 300?
It's over 300, my LDL.
Oh, wow. You beat me.
It just says greater than 350.
Wow. You really are a lean mass hyper responder.
Yeah. So, but both, like, all the ratios, like the triglycerides to LDL, the LDL to, what are they all? Anyways, the ratios are all wonderful. Like, I calculated them all. They're all great. All the ratios. Mm-hmm. It's just that LDL number is quite elevated. And so I went, like, the very next Monday. I went on this Monday, so a few days ago. The results still aren't in. But I went to Own Your Labs and I got a particle density test ordered. So I don't know if you remember when you were talking about your cholesterol, and I was like, are you going to order that particle density? And you're like, no, I don't really care, or whatever. And so I was like, okay. Well, anyway, now my doctor is like, oh, hi, Mike. Mike's popping in. A little late there, Mike. I'm telling about my cholesterol story. So yeah, so I did get the blood work. I paid the money. They're running the whole panel again because you can't just get the particle density. Like they run the whole cholesterol panel and do the particle density. So I had that blood drawn on Monday and I'm just waiting. I just keep going in and like checking. So it's not Quest, it's LabCorp. And because there's not a doctor involved, I'm assuming that those numbers should just like pop right in. But like I checked earlier today and they weren't there yet. I don't know how long, anyone know in the chat how long those particle density tests on your LDL, how long that takes to come back. But so yeah, all mine, and here's the thing. Here's the kicker. My thyroid was a little low and my vitamin D was a little low. Do you think my doctor mentioned either one of those to me? Nope. She sure didn't. Not in the 3 messages she left. So I guess I'm on my own to fix my own thyroid and like get some vitamin D and figure it out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. Their biggie, that box they got to check is that stupid LDL cholesterol box.
Yep.
And now I've been hearing that they want people's LDL to be below 70 now.
Ooh. Yeah.
Now I need to do some more reading up on it because I've heard that mentioned a couple times, and I was kind of listening to a couple of various podcasts kind of in the background. And so when I heard that, it's like, but from what I gather, that's like the standard that's being pushed now. And of course, the only way you're going to do that is either put somebody on a high powered statin or use one of the injectables like Repatha.
Right. No, not going to happen.
And none of that's going to happen for me.
No. So thank you everybody in the chat. So yeah, Mike, I got you beat. Mine was 350. And I don't know, maybe that's because I'm still a pretty new carnivore. I've heard when you're kind of new, it can kind of do crazy stuff. Also because of the thyroid. And thank you, Susan. I did buy some 2% iodine. I think I'm on day 4 or 5 of doing that iodine. So we'll see if that helps. I don't know much about Dr. Bright at all, but she did an interview on 5 Minute Body. And it was like an hour-long interview about thyroid. She's like a thyroid, she specializes in thyroid. So what she had said was they got to talking about cholesterol as well. And she said if she sees a patient that has an LDL over, I forget what she said, like 250 or something. I don't quote me on that, but whatever. She pretty much assumes that their thyroid is low because the LDL cholesterol is supposed to be going in and like working with the thyroid to do whatever like hormones that's going on. And it's not happening because your thyroid is low.
Mm-hmm.
So people with low thyroids, besides being carnivore, if you're carnivore and you have a low thyroid, it's going to pump that LDL number up. So that could be another reason. So yes, I did go and buy the iodine. I'm doing that. And you beat me on the A1C, Mike Shaw TV. My A1C was 4.8, you stinker. It's all those squats I made you do. And I'm sticking to it. Good job, Mike. No, that's amazing. That's amazing. Somebody beat me. Master Carnivore. You win 388. 112 in the normal range. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. So, I mean, I'd have to look my HDL and my triglycerides. Like one of them was in the 70s and one of them was in the 80s. Like, I don't remember. I have my phone though. I can look it up and tell you. And like my ratio was beautiful. Yeah, Mike, facts is right. My ratio of like LDL or triglycerides to LDL and then triglycerides to HDL. Triglycerides to HDL is supposed to be like less than 1.5 and mine was 0.85 because they're about equal to each other, which is good, I guess. I was just started doing all this research after my doctor was like, you need to take a statin right now. And I was like, no, I don't.
That's funny because even before I went low carb, I knew I wasn't going to take a statin. I knew that wasn't going to happen because I saw what it did to my mother. She, of course, when you're diabetic, type 2 diabetic, they put you on everything under the sun. Mm-hmm. And they had put her on a statin. And my dad called me and says, well, I'm worried about your mother. She can't remember how to check her blood sugar, which like I was, how to use the glucose meter. And hello, I was just telling you how proud she is or was, about checking her sugar and making sure she took her insulin and all this kind of stuff. So for her to like not remember, and be confused as to what to do next. And I said, well, Daddy, has she had any change in medication? I'm not sure if she's had any changes. And I said, well, can you tell me what she's taken? So he went to the cabinet and read, and when it was a generic statin, and I said, and I probably shouldn't have done it, but I did anyway. I said, tell her to stop taking that right now.
Yeah.
Tell her to stop taking it.
Yeah.
And sure enough, like in a few days, she was back to normal.
That's crazy. Yeah. My dad, they had him on a statin for years and years and years, ever since the 80s. And he passed away of dementia. And I just wonder if that was like, 2.5 years ago. So I just wonder if I had known, because my mom followed me right after, a month after I went heavy meat based, 20 grams total carb or less keto. My mom did it the next month. Like, she was all in. She wasn't like, I diapered you and I don't have to listen to you. Like, she didn't. She was like, I believe you and I'm with you on this. She's been doing it ever since. So I just wonder if I had known about it, and I don't beat myself up, but yeah, you just see all the stuff that they say about the statins and the type 2 diabetes and the dementia. That's totally the progression of my dad's health. It's crazy.
And I have a really good friend whose dad has declined, and he is on statins, and they say he's got dementia, and I would just be willing to bet. And you don't want to sound like one of these conspiracy theory kooky people. And there again, a lot of times it's in the way that you say things and present things. So I want to present things. I try to do it in a rational way, and it's always best if it's their idea or if they are curious about it. And they haven't really checked into it. So apparently they just don't think that that would have anything to do with it. But now he's in assisted living, and it's just going down from there. He's got lots of health problems now. Yeah. And I just think once you ever get on one medicine, then that's it. You're done for. It's the gateway drug, and then you're taking medicine to cover up symptoms. This symptom and that problem. Yep. Oh, this causes your blood sugar to go up, and statins do, and especially in women. That's another thing. They cause, and I can't believe that they put diabetic women on statins, but they do.
Yeah, that's crazy.
A little while back, Tracy was asking, and I think maybe was asking why the medical community is so against carnivore.
So that's why I started bringing up my blood work, because this is why if they're traditionally trained and they're still, they're still holding that belief, as you said earlier, Carrie, they're very afraid of that cholesterol number. So my doctor is 100% convinced that this is the way I'm eating is killing me, that I'm going to have a heart attack any second because of this high cholesterol number that I have. So I think that's one. Also, my doctor, I think she's like in her late 50s. In age. And like I said, she asked me, are you talking about that you eat meat or fatty meat? And when I said fatty meat, it was, she didn't say it, but it was all over her face. Like, that's horrible. Because they believe that the fat is what's the saturated fat, and there is what's bad, and that red meat's going to be causing cancer and things like that. So I really think, based on my experience, I didn't know, I haven't seen my doctor since I started eating this way, but yeah. She was very, very concerned. She wasn't preachy about it, but she was very against it and very concerned and very negative towards it. And then when she saw these cholesterol numbers, she's called me 3 times in I don't know, however many days, it's been a week, and left me 3 messages. I called her back once and I told her I would deal with it with diet.
Yeah.
So my HDL cholesterol, for those of you that want to know, was 84.
Oh, fabulous.
Yeah. And my triglycerides were 72.
Yep. Fabulous. You have a less than like a 0.9 ratio.
Yeah. It was like a 0.85 when I pulled out my calculator. So that was good, quick math in your head there, Carrie. Yeah. So, all of that is amazing, but then and then all my numbers are green, like everything, all the blood, they took 5 vials, whatever, everything they did was green, but my thyroid And then like my vitamin D, which I know how to fix the vitamin D. That's not a problem. But like, I don't like, I know the iodine. And so I was watching the iodine stuff. You know, I got that already. I'm already doing that, you know, but it's like, I don't know what these numbers mean. Like how low is low? Like how low is my low? I don't know. And then like, she didn't test T3 and T4. She only tested T4. The T4 was normal, but it's the TSH, whatever that is off. That's red.
You know what, Christy? You might want to look into getting Common Sense Labs.
Yeah.
I had ordered it. I've got a hard copy of it. And if I understand correctly, that you can also get it on Kindle now.
Yes.
And it is a great reference. I think I'm going to order it on Kindle.
Would it explain to me? Because that's what I want to know. So I see this number and I see what the range is, right? I see the reference range, and then
it'll explain it, and it'll explain like, why you get these tests, like why they matter. Okay. It's really good. So it's not just saying, oh, well, you need to get your thyroid labs checked. It identifies which specific tests and why you need them. It's just really it's an excellent resource. And because I've done so much reading on low carb and blood work and just all that stuff. I mean, I've been doing this for the most part since 2015. And I didn't really know that book would help me any, but it is a great resource, and it explains things in layman's terms to where people can actually understand it. Yeah. And it also gives you the codes, the ICD codes that you need for billing. So like if your doctor says that, you know, now granted, that doesn't necessarily mean that the insurance company will pay for it, because like in my case, they didn't pay for my vitamin D or my fasting insulin, which I signed a paper there just saying, oh, fine, I'll pay it. But then the next time I'm not even going to ask them to run it. I'll just get it done through Common Sense Labs. Now that I know that I'm not going to like fight the insurance and all that. I'll just get it through Common Sense Labs and forget it. You know, I don't even know how much they're going to send me a bill, I think. But the last statement that I got, unless the doctor's office resubmitted, but the last statement that I had gotten, I'd gotten like a notice from the insurance, and it said that there were, you know, the two tests that they weren't going to pay for.
Right. So Sharon asked me, I put it in the chat because I didn't want to interrupt you, Carrie. She asked if my TSH was high. Like, I don't even know what that means, TSH, but yes. So the reference range says between 0.40 and 4.5. And then mine was 6.28. So I don't know what that means. As we wait in silence.
I don't know either, because I haven't really checked into the thyroid stuff, just simply because I haven't had thyroid symptoms.
Yeah, because yours are normal.
And the ones that they did, they do it. Yes. What is it? A TSH and another one routinely. It's like two of them that they do. Yeah. It's just on a routine basis. And I guess then if one or both of those are out of whack, then they'll test other ones.
Test the other ones. Okay.
But
Sharon, it is low thyroid. I did look that up. So Sharon says, even though the number is higher than the range, but it means you have a low thyroid if your number is high. So yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, it's good. Yeah, Mike Shaw says TSH is the thyroid stimulating hormone. Mm-hmm. So the trend's normal range is 0.27 to 4.2.
Okay, yeah, mine says 0.40 to 4.5, but it's probably a different lab. Mine is Quest. Anyway, mine is, no matter what range you're looking at, mine is 6.28. So yeah, and I did look it up, and that is, I think that means low thyroid. So I started with the iodine, and we'll see. The thing with this is I don't have anything to compare it to, but I know eating carnivore, I'm feeling a lot better. Like I'm feeling more energy. It's really high. Okay. Thanks, Susan.
And Renee's was 0.35. That sounds about like what mine is. Like,
wow.
Yeah. I'm thinking that's about what mine is. Mine's usually a pretty low number. I don't think it's outside the reference range, but it's like low.
Okay.
But I think it's supposed to be like I don't know. Like I said, I've not really had like any thyroid symptoms one way or another, like whether it's a overactive or underactive. So I've just never. Now, a good resource for you too might be it's Stop the Thyroid Madness. It's a website, and Dr. Berry has recommended that one before.
Yes, I did go to that one, but they really, from what I saw, they were talking about like all the medicines your doctor can give you. And my doctor is just ignoring the fact that I had that number. Like it talks about thyroids, but I know, like I've already had it tested. So it's telling you like the symptoms. Yeah, I know, like tiredness, hair falling out, like I know. But you know, I know, and I know what my number is, but that's what I'm wondering if there's any. Oh, that's great. So Renee, I'm sorry to hear about the tumors, but I'm glad your thyroid is still hanging in there. So I just don't know, like, is the iodine going to be enough to turn it around? Like, I guess I don't know until I try it. Right. So yeah. So that's what I started on, and we'll see. And then if I have to get another, I'm working on getting another doctor, or if I can talk to my doctor and she's not going to like freak out some more. When your weight is more than your cholesterol. Yeah.
Yes, boom.
Boom. That's awesome, Mike. Yeah, my fasting glucose, I think I had a little Dawn effect going on. His fasting glucose was only 89.
That's fantastic.
Mine was like a little over 100. So, but I went right at dawn, like right in the morning. I don't know what it was.
Yes, I have noticed that if I go early in the morning like that, that my fasting glucose is like around 100.
Yeah.
But if I go at like 10 or 11 o'clock, you know, a little bit later,
yeah,
then it's like 89,
right.
79.
So because this is like I said, this is the only blood work I have, guys. I got nothing to compare it to. That's why I don't know if my thyroid has gotten better or worse. I don't know because I don't have any other numbers. Right, this is my first one. But anyway, so yeah, I'm thinking because it was literally when they opened, like 5:30 in the morning. You know that I was over there doing that. Oh, awesome. Mike, I was going to make a video and now I'm just blabbing all about it on these lives only because I feel like the story isn't over. Like, I don't even know what to say. I'm so.
Well, and you can still do a video for people who don't catch the live. So like I'm going to do an N=1. I need to do one anyway. And just give some folks an update like on what happened when I had the illness.
Yeah.
I will tell you that I am very fortunate that I was very sick for 4 days, but man, I got better quickly. I know of people my age and younger who had it linger and they were very sick, had an ongoing cough, all of that. So here's the thing. I made the mistake though of thinking that because really I rarely get sick. It's very rare. And so what happened was I just thought I was immune to that, especially since I took care of my dad when he had it. I took care of him for like 3 months and he was very sick with it. And I was with him during the thick of it.
I'm over here in the chat. It's a baseline. There you go. It is a baseline.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I love the Dawn effect too. Russ is on a roll this evening.
He is. He's giving us the comic relief. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if you're talking to me or who you're talking to, but it's funny because for that thyroid being so out of whack, I feel so much better than I did before carnivore. So maybe it was worse. Can it get worse than what I have right now? I don't know, probably. But I definitely feel more energy.
Uh-oh. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, we gotta wait for that video. Okay, Mike, I'm waiting.
Russ, you were so funny. Yep.
So I did not drink any coffee before the test but it was not 16 hours. I think it was
I don't
about
think you're
12.
supposed to fast that long. From what I understand from Dr. Berry and from the Common Sense Labs book, you're supposed to fast for 12 to 14 hours.
I fasted for 12 hours before the original blood draw.
Yeah.
And about the same before the one that I had Monday for the particle density size.
Anything beyond that, your body thinks that it's actually in fasting, in your, your whole, like everything changes because it's like you're conserving energy and that kind of, or you know what I'm saying? You're burning the fat, and it's all these different things happening when you actually fast versus just going without food for a while.
Yeah.
So Dr. Berry recommends 12 to 14 hours. That's generally about the time that I'm fast.
I will say they were able to find my veins. They never used to find my veins.
Oh, really?
Jeez Louise, yes. From all the sprinting, I think, Carrie. I have visible. So Dr. Sean O'Mara. So Mike's talking about Dr. Sean O'Mara. That's right. That's right, Mike. He talks about having visible pulses. Like he even has them in his wrist. I don't have visible pulses in my wrist yet, but my pulse is visible in my neck, which is a good thing. Bye, Russ. All out of jokes. Aw, sold out of jokes. Darn.
God bless you, Russ. It's good to see you.
So anyway, but I do believe that they were able to find my veins because of all the sprinting that I've been doing and improving my blood flow and stuff like that. Yeah. Sorry to hear about that. Is that, so you were talking about your feet and having that like neuropathy, Mike? Does it go along with that? Ooh, that's awesome, B-Dog. Sprinting on the bike. Okay.
That's awesome.
B-Dog added bike sprinting to his, to November for the November fitness stuff. Sorry, I'm just waiting for Mike to answer because I know he had some neuropathy in his foot or leg and he was going to try the ketones. Based on the interview that I did with the RV carnivore, he took exogenous ketones and had a lot of, sorry, B-Dog, her. I know I said his and I was like, no, I mean her. B-Dog is a her. Okay, same foot though. Okay. So anyways, the RV carnivore, Greg, was recommending exogenous ketones because he had a pretty major stroke and really helped with some of those symptoms after. So Mike was going to try those to see if it actually helped with the neuropathy. B-Dog, I know. And I know you've talked about it before. And I'm sorry, it just slipped right out because it just seems like a male.
I swear people are thinking Snoop Dogg when they see that. It's just it's just this association in your brain about the D-O-G-G.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
So anyways, B-Dog, she has been sprinting on her bike. My left quadricep, I think I pulled it, so I haven't been sprinting lately, but it's not going to stop me from doing planks or hula hoops this month. Yeah, what up, dog?
Yep. Exactly. All right, you guys. Well, I know Christy is getting hungry, even though she's not necessarily about ready to chew her arm off.
No, and I'm not going to pass out or anything.
She's probably ready to have that hot date with the steak.
Yeah, I got a hot date with a chuck eye steak, not ribeye tonight, chuck eye tonight.
That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. So I'm so glad that everybody joined us tonight.
Yeah.
And I look forward to the hula hoop challenge. And like I said, anybody can join. You do not have to have a weighted hula hoop. It does not have to be painted pretty colors. You can even use an inner tube, Renee.
Whatever you got, Renee.
So just use what you've got, and you all take care. It was great to see you.
No worries, Mike. I was just teasing you before. He's apologizing for being late. No worries, Mike.
No worries. Better late than never.
Yep.
Better late than never. All right. Well, we'll see you guys again soon. We'll be scheduling an update, and everybody can just check in with us, and we'll give our update, and you all can join in. So we'll let you know when that is. So you all talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.